Right, so yes, this is not the best audio or maybe video, I don't know what settings I've got this on. But this is my VFR, and as you can tell it's cable tied on there. There's three things wrong with this. The rear side doesn't hold pressure, and it's a tubeless, which means the bead's gone on it because of the corrosion on the wheel, because it's been sitting for a while. Either that or it has a puncture, but there's no air leaking from the actual tyre, and I can't actually see a visible puncture on it. The rear fairing here is snapped there and there, so I have to get a new one, or I might be able to plastic weld or fiberglass that somehow, or because these are quite floppy around anyway, I might, as botchy as it sounds, drill a hole through there and there, or like here and here, cable tie them together whilst looping this into it, and then cable tying it around there, you know. It's a Honda. The fuel pipes are all solid, so they need replacing. There's only three. Fuel in it's slightly varnished, it's not too bad. Ignition doesn't match the filler cap. That's an original filler cap, and that's a new ignition barrel, but I might just replace both of them. What else? Oh, the main two problems. The carbs are really iffy, they need adjusting badly and calibrating. Balancing's way off. And they're quite boggy at the moment because there's no actual air filter in here. The OEM one's 35 quid, but having an SR125, I'm actually going to pack 2 layers of ram air, car and bike fucking air filter foam. Just pack 2 on top of each other, and if that's too much, take away 1 layer. If it's not enough, add another, and just fiddle around with it until I get an okay fuel air ratio, and then adjust the carbs from there. The main big problem at the moment is I've actually got an exhaust system for an NC21, but it's an aftermarket one, and the welding looks disgusting on it, but you won't see most of it. But it's a 3-bolt exhaust system, so I'd have to get a 3-bolt exhaust silencer for it. I mean, that's the easy part actually. That's just spending money. The hardest part is mounting the fuckers, because you got to drop the engine in it, which will be fun because Honda. Or the easiest option is I'm going to use my old SP exhaust off the Bandit, which has now got a Scorpion exhaust on it. Is have that there and mount it through the little mount hole here, and then get someone to fabricate a link pipe from here to like in this general direction, because obviously it moves either way when it's on that little swivel, and fabricate from down here, way down here, because I don't know if you can see, but this has got holes in it, so I want something to slide all the way over it, then bolt down on it. And I'll try and push out as much of this bends in here as I can, and then clamp it down on here, down here, hammer it on so it spreads out a little bit, then have it come up and link to the exhaust, which will bolt on. Now there is actually a dent right where that pillion peg is, because the pillion peg on there did go down. Well, the exhaust went up into it when I had a little slip. Luckily it was only that actually made actual damage in an indicator, so can't really complain too much. Other than that, that's literally all it needs, and an MOT. It's got 51,000 kilometres, which is roughly 25 to 30,000 miles. It's got the proper space age clocks on it with a cool needle, which I don't know actually works yet. I didn't check. But yeah, everything else works on it. I've ordered new grips and a return throttle cable, because it's actually only got the 1 cable on it at the moment. There should be 2. It's like the fuel injection ones where you got to push to pull. So the push cable's on its way. Back brake needs sorting out, because it's got a really good pedal to it and really good feel. I mean, obviously there's a lot of movement to it, but it's about the same as my Bandit, but it doesn't do anything. So either the pads are glazed over or there's something on the disc. So I think there's something on the disc. I think I might have sprayed chain lube, but I can't remember. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't feel like it'll smell like it, but just have to go from there. Other than that, it just needs a bulb because the dip beam's blowing on it. But yeah, bit of a new one. I mean, I had the NSR 125 2-stroke 2002 model, I think it was, yeah, which was a brilliant thrash around. Really nice smooth clutch, smoother than the Bandit, which is an 04 model with like fuck all mileage on it. It's like 25. But yeah, this is pretty much my little winter project, which I don't want to dump money into, weirdly. But yeah, the front and rear brake. The front brakes did fail in the last MOT because they were fucking completely shot. So they put braided lines and new pads to it. So good on them. And God, I don't have to fucking spend money on that. Just have to buy the one braided line for the rear. I might just give them a bleed and go from there. It's weird because there's a pedal there. There's no actual brake fade. It just doesn't do anything. But yeah, it's a nice bike. I actually really like the old style. You know, like with the proper chunky rear end. And I just don't know. I really like it. It's grown on me. But in the past, I usually like mod things and add things here and there. But with this one, I'm literally just gonna keep it original. As original as possible. I've just noticed someone stripped that out and put an Allen key in there, which is perfectly circular. Let's hope I don't ever have to fucking bleed them. A little walk around with my new baby. So yeah. Oh, I'll give you a little bit of background on it as well, actually, because that's a bit interesting. It's one of two in the United Kingdom. I don't know if they came in at the same time or if they were imported at different times, but it's actually a New Zealand model. It's a VFR 400R, according to the decals. I'm not actually sure if it is that, but it's an NC21 basically, and there's fuck all parts for them. So yes, I don't know if this is the original rear end for it. I'm not 100% sure because this mount down here looks a bit different, but I don't know. But yeah, it's just one of a kind, pretty much. Well, one of two. So it'll be fun finding parts for it. I think the only real parts I need is that fucking link pipe, but yeah, there's a little bit of background. So thank you for watching. I hope you got really bored through this, because you probably did. I'll catch you in the next one.